Welcome to this analysis. Thank you for joining me. So we can see that XRP 4 hours chart is, we have some good pullback in the last 4 hours. You can see the last 4 hours candle really is quite bearish and giving us like this seller's line. You can see it. So we are having this seller's line that price is quite respecting on the 4 hours chart, just like it's respecting the buyer's line, like this one trended up the uptrend line. So we're likely going to be seeing more downsides, likely in the daily candle. So look at the daily candle. You can see that we're having this, you can see it, it's been a sideways movement all day and it's giving us more like a doji forming. But yesterday candle was quite bullish, right? It looks like a continuation, but what we must see is that this is like the first time they got to this all-time high, 1.96 zone, right? And we had this drop. So like this second time is like, what is this rejection going to be? Where is the rejection going to be? And so far so good. You can see that the first time they were rejected, they pulled back up and we have this 2-bar reversal, right? This looks like bullish and engulfing, but I see it like a trap because it looks like so far the daily candle doesn't seem to close above the last resistance there. So if I pick my trend line and I place it here, this was where the last rejection took place. So we have some sort of strong resistance around here, and it is likely that if these bulls, this is not a trap, then today's daily candle should be able to close above this resistance area. But if they end up closing today's candle below, which we have 2 hours, about 2 hours 45 minutes to go, if they close it below this resistance, then it's going to be a trap because tomorrow candle is going to likely push us down, right? We're going to get this push down, and this area is a very important area. It's an area of importance, right? So we could see this next candle that is going to open next, probably in the next 3 hours or so, pushing up and then pushing down, right? So we're going to have something like a bull trap. So you can see that my my line here, my line pointing, my arrow pointing down, this one pointing down here. Quite alright. This is 4 hours chart, but this is daily chart, right? So if I go to lower time frame, if I go to lower time frame like the 4 hours, it gets really interesting. So you see this this rejection gets really quite interesting. You can see the price action, you can see the candlesticks are not friendly once they got to that same resistance area. So this is what I'm saying, like you can see this rejection here, right? So you can see they broke above it, right? This candle broke above this resistance, this horizontal line is resistance, but the next 4 hours was a complete rejection, right? This brought them back below the resistance, and it's been a tug of war, like a kind of struggle between buyers and sellers. And this struggle, you can see this last 4 hours that we just closed was terrible, right? Because the bears gave a strong push down that brought the buyers all the way down to 1.52 zone, and you can see there was buy pressure. That's why we have this long wick, right? There's some buy pressure around this area, but we see that if we follow the trend line that price is respecting down here, you see something quite interesting on XRP. Now shout out to all my XRP and for all your support, for always coming and for supporting this channel. You've been with us since the ride from 0.2 and it's been quite exciting. But I think SRP is still very, very bullish. If you ask me, it's very, very bullish. But right now we are in a period where giant coins like Bitcoin is showing some sort of pullback on the monthly chart, and we see that SRP is not an exception, because this thing is actually playing like almost on all altcoins that I've checked. So you see SRP had that pullback on that monthly chart as well. So you can see that pullback. Like right now we're having some sort of inside bar, right? So we're having this last month, it's still completely engulfing the previous month, telling you that there's some sort of sideways movement going on in the lower time frame. Now this is the higher time frame. Now seeing this big bullish bar tells you that this trend is your friend, and trend is still on the upside. So SRP, trust me, Dogecoin, you think that Dogecoin moon, like you have seen nothing to what is coming to SRP. So in fact, I am saving up to buy more SRP. Like as SRP pulls back, I am buying more SRP. Trust me. Like SRP, I want to buy cheaper. Like I've been buying SRP since 0.2 around here when we talked about this pump that SRP is going to beat $1 by the first quarter of 2021. I shout out to all our SRP lovers out here supporting this channel. Thank you so much for your constant support, and thank you so much for liking this video and always sharing with other SRP lovers out there. So like as you see now, we see that the monthly chart is very, very bullish, like extremely very, very bullish. So don't see this pullback coming like something that should be scary. No, it's not. So we're going to have this pullback, so it's going to be like on the daily time frame. That's what I'm saying. So you can see, so we're going to have a pullback that is going to likely get to 1.3 area, this area. Why this area? Okay, let's try to there's a support around here. So we see this support here. You can see the previous, there's a support area around here that acted as resistance and some before in the past. So we could be seeing a reaction around here as price pushes down. We're going to see some sort of reaction around here. Now I expect a bounce up on this reaction, but if the sell pressure continues to rise, like if the market sell really continues to drop, the sell continues, we could see more drop to the support, depending on the pressure of the sell that I see coming, because we're going to see a good buy zone around 1.3, 1.4 or 1.2 to 0.9 area. We're going to see some good buy entry on SRP. So what we are seeing now is the effect of this last bearish candle, because this bearish candle is quite a breakdown. Because if I draw this, if I pick a trend line and try to connect, there was a broken support line. Now this is 4 hours. Let's go to 1 hour chart and see this broken support line. Did you see that? Now this is a breakdown. We saw a breakdown taking place around here, right? And that's the cause of this strong breakdown. So if I turn on my exponential moving average for confirmation, the exponential moving average I'm using is the white one is the 20 exponential moving average, the yellow one is the 55 exponential moving average, and the blue one is the 200 exponential moving average. Now the reason why I'm using these 3 exponential moving average is because I'm a multi-time frame analyst and trader, so I combine them according to the time frame I'm looking at. And looking at this time frame now, likely we're going to still get a bounce to at least touch the 20 exponential moving average, like this 20 exponential moving average up here. So we're going to get a bounce to this point, right? At most this resistance area. Now if I should pick a trend line again, I want to connect the seller's line, right? So we could get something to bounce to this point. We could be seeing something bouncing to this extent. So I'll let me use white for the seller's line. Okay, now don't mind this line. Okay, all right, something like this. So we could see a bounce. What is this bounce coming from? From this 55 exponential moving average, right? So right now we see price is sitting on the 55 exponential moving average. But the big thing is we're going to have a retest of this breakdown, right? The retest of the breakdown of this my line right here. So we're going to have it go up to retest it. But then after the retesting, there will be another rejection. Now, the thing you must say about this rejection is that the rejection is also going to respect the seller's line going down this way, right? So this is the buyer's line up that was broken by the sellers, right? So when they broke the buyer's line, we have the 55 exponential moving average saving the buyers. There were some probably EMA traders, because there's some sort of, if I pick my horizontal line, you're going to see some sort of support and resistance existing around here. Something around here, right? If I pick my horizontal line, so let's pick a horizontal line. Let's see what's happening there. The reason why you are getting the current bounce we are seeing now is because of an invisible So let's turn off the EMA. Let's find this invisible support and resistance that currently price is bouncing on. There you go. So you can see it right here. You can see the bounce, the previous bounces. And this is the current bounce. This is the current experience we're having, right? But again, I see some sort of another, because this is a 1 hour chart, mind you. So keeping this in mind, we know we have a seller's line that is pushing back. So this bounce is likely going to have something going like this, a retest of that this breakdown, like this. here. That's what you're going to see. But it's likely we're going to get that breakdown, something like that. So that's why we're seeing this bounce, and it will be likely the opening of a new daily candle. We're going to get that reaction. So now, like I said, in worst case scenario, why do I say worst case scenario, right? Trend lines get broken, right? Yes, trend lines get broken. If the sell pressure is really high, then just like this previous trend line that I say that was being respected got broken, just like this trend line got broken, this particular one that price is currently respecting now will also get broken. But I expect a strong reaction around anywhere from that 1.4 down to 1.3 area. So let's turn on our EMA and see if we have any EMA in this same area. It will confirm this bounce. Let's look at 4 hours. So we have 4 hours. We have EMA right now at 1.5 area, 1.4, 1.3, around this area. Why? The 55 exponential moving average is just following the 20 exponential moving average. Now we have a break of the 20 exponential moving average by the last 4 hours candle, but there was a pull-up because of the buy pressure around the 20 exponential moving average. There was a pull-up, probably on a lower time frame. The buy pressure was high because on a lower time frame, the same area that the 20 exponential moving average was sitting on is the same area that the 55 exponential moving average happened to be on, and that is where we are likely bouncing off of now. So there's a seller's line here that these buyers are likely going to attack here. So there's a strong resistance area around here again. Now mind you, this is a sideways market. Like price has been stuck in the same area for quite some time, so it is more like it might look as if price has really been moving, but since we arrived at 1.96 area, price has not really been able to make it above that all-time high, right? We keep going up and we keep getting pushed down, right? Telling you we're in some sort of sideways market kind of thing. That's what we are in. And if you really want to buy this cheap, I feel like you can get it cheaper, because we're going to still have this pullback that is going to come to this point. It's going to be like a stop loss hunt. Why do I say it's a stop loss hunt? Because of those who have already bought here and here, right? It's going to drop to this point that will clear all the stop losses that are here. So it's going to be like something that played out in this zone, right? It cleared all the stop losses, dropped to this point, and then picked back up, right? So and now it has hit the top of the peanut, because this is a peanut, right? So the good thing about this is, the good thing about a peanut is the bull run is going to continue, and when there's a breakout from this, because a peanut looks like a triangle, right? But it is not a triangle because it doesn't last as long as a triangle do last, right? So we're going to have it make the same move equivalent to the previous move. So we're going to have something like this. When it's breaking out, we're going to have a breakout that look like this. So we're going to see $3 soon happening on XRP, right? But it's not going to happen like on a boom move, right, we're going to still have this pullback that will enable us buy it even cheaper. There's this pullback, and it's already, the way I'm seeing it, we're already at the point where the second leg down is going to happen, because what we've seen so far is the first leg down, right? So this is the first leg down, so we're likely going to get the second leg down. So this is our first and this is our second leg, right? So there will be a third leg, and boom, it will now break out to the upside. That's the way I see it happening. So I personally use this strategy that I call crypto four-legged dance, right? Move, right? So in sideways movement like this, is like price got to a certain level where it found it difficult to keep moving ahead, and you know that level as resistance, right? So there's this attack on that resistance that I see it playing like four legs, right? It goes the first leg, and that first leg always have this sharp rejection, like this deep leg, and first leg is always deep. Now how will you know if this is likely going to continue is when the second leg comes and get rejected again. And I feel like we're on the verge of that second leg rejection. Like we're not going to be able to clear this all-time high like most people are expecting XRP to clear it immediately. I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening like that. I don't see it happening immediately. I see some sort of accumulation going on. That's what I see on XRP. I see accumulation going on for some time. May is going to be a month of accumulation, and we likely see a move up, like I said, if bulls are able to break. Now I don't want to be close-minded, right? I want to be open-minded, mind you, because this is a bull market, right? This is a bull market, so it's good to stay open-minded, because if this bull pressure that they have been putting keeps going on, because no matter how we are seeing this equal double bottom here, because this is more like a double bottom, like I'm saying here, like this area and this area. No matter how I see this double bottom, I still keep seeing this bullish market structure, right? Like higher low, higher high, higher high, higher high. Like it's still a bull market structure, right? So we can't be close-minded and think that, okay, we must buy it cheap, we must buy it cheap, we must buy it cheap. We also have to consider the side of the probability of success for the bulls, the probability that they cross over this seller's line here, because you must know one thing, that whether you like it or not, trading is about games of probability, right? And anything can happen. The market is always right. Like, it's good to let the market show us the way, that even though we predict, we should stay open-minded. I am an open-minded person when it comes to this market, especially crypto. Crypto is very volatile, that anything can change at any time, so I'm open-minded. So that's why I am also going to consider the bulls. What are the possibilities that these bulls are going to successfully make it above 1.8, right? That's breaking through this resistance line, this seller's line, right? This white seller's line. Okay, let me change the color so that it will be easier for us. Let's leave it at all right. What are the chances that these bulls are going to break this seller's line? Because if there's constant pressure, it will break, right? When there's constant pressure on it, it will break. But I don't see that happening though. I don't see them easily breaking this seller's line right here. I see them dropping first to this point. You go hit this point and drop here, right? This point is important. They could bounce here, but if they fail and the supply is too strong, then they have a major support on this white area on XRP. Now mind you, this is a double bottom, right? But also we have a respecting of a bullish line, right? So if this pressure continues, right, then we could have something like this, right? We could have something moving like this, right? We could have them moving this way, this way, this way, then attack again, come attack and then move, right? But the chances are quite low because you need a strong volume to break an all-time high seller's line, right? This is the first time all-time high, right? This is another rejection, so it will need a strong pressure volume to break it. Now let me turn on the volume, and so far we don't see that volume happening right now. We don't see that pressure building. I don't see that pressure that is needed to break this seller's line that is pushing downward. So these buyers need a lot of money supply, but they can make it up to attack the line, but I don't see it instantly breaking. We could have more sideways happening, and then eventually the breakdown. You can see that even the EMA has been going back and forth, telling you the sideways movement. Now this is a peanut. Like I said, peanuts always take equal measured move, right? Equal measured move will happen after the breakout. If we have a breakout here, we're going to have equal measured move, right? Like I said that earlier. So we're going to see $3 coming to XRP soon. $3 is coming to XRP soon. So this pullback shouldn't be like when you see XRP dumping, you should be scared of is XRP going to zero? Is XRP doing this? Is XRP doing that? Except maybe probably you're a day trader, right? Use the opportunity to scalp some downside and measurely you know that the trend is your friend, right? So buying the pullback is actually a more good side, right? Because you can see what happened the last time the shorters came. It didn't go down smoothly, right? It keeps going back and forth and back and forth, and you can see that the buyers came in with pressure and moved price back up. So this pullback is going to be an opportunity to buy more XRP. What is my target on XRP, Daniel? My target on XRP right now, future target, long-term target is $3 first. That's my target. But in terms of pullback, I see it coming back to at least 1.4 to 1.3. I see a pullback coming to 1.4 to 1.3. We could get that, and if the sell pressure is strong, now depending on the candlestick reaction, because I like seeing candlestick reaction on my support and resistance. Like the reaction we're getting right now on the resistance is not friendly, right? The first rejection was 2-bar reaction, right? And the next one is this breakdown of this bias line we're seeing, and though is a lower time frame bias line, which is 1 hour time frame line, this particular white line is a 1 hour time frame. Let's go to the 1 hour so that you see it, that like this is the 1 hour time frame bias line got broken and really badly with a full grown body bearish candle. So even if we have a pull up to retest this breakdown, I see this target of at least 1.5 to 1.3 area. Once it comes to this zone, this area where you're having my yellow between, just like you see this move here, we're going to have the same move happening here. But in a long term, I see this breakdown actually lasting worst case scenario. If we look at May, I see May coming with a more pullback, and this pullback could bring XRP to a cheaper price of somewhere around 1.3, 1.2. Worst case scenario 0.9. I see a buy area coming like that. And if really, because right now the way I'm seeing this crypto market is we are in a distribution stage. In the lower time frame, higher time frames are still very bullish. Like when I talk about higher time frame, I'm talking about the monthly chart. Monthly chart is very bullish. bullish, like I said. So please, this is not a bear market. This is a full-grown body bull market. This bull is so grown that it will clear you out the way. So the best way is just buy the pullback. Look at this full-grown body candle breaking this sideways move here, right? So we are still in a bull market, bullish market, right? So please, the only thing is, I always observe that each time that Bitcoin goes down, major altcoin, most of them do go down with it. And right now I'm seeing Bitcoin pulling back to 40k. It's going to affect XRP. XRP is not going to escape it, and you have to actually put this thought into your head, right? So if you've really been in XRP for a long time, you could take some profit and then buy back. Now mind you, this is not a financial advice, this is just my opinion, right? This is for entertainment purpose. Do your analysis, do your homework before you actually take this and put it into live trade, right? So please, I see XRP really buying it cheaper at this point. You're going to see it come down. It's going to come down to this point. And if you are patient, if you are really patient, XRP is coming to 0.68. If you are patient, if you're really accumulating XRP and you want to really get the best buy price right now, this is not the best buy price for XRP. Don't FOMO right now. Don't FOMO. This is not the best buy price. This 1.6, 1.7, 1.8 is not the best buy price. It's going to end up as a bull trap. If you are patient, you're going to get XRP cheaper. Now, if you are actually being in trade, it's a good time to take profit, like I said, in my opinion. Now, mind you, this is just an opinion. You know, opinions are assholes. Go long or short. Okay. Okay, let's look at XRP. Let's zoom in. Go long or short. Now, I like sniper entries, right? Right now, if you're going short, depending on what you are trading, if I'm going to go short in this market, I'm going to wait for the pull up to this seller's line. That's when I'm going to go short. Yes, I'm going to go short. It's more of a short side now because you're going to have this pullback, right? But the first short has already gone because of this break of this point, right? So we're going to get a retest of this point. That is another entry for short. So we're going to still get 1.68 coming. 1.68 area is going to likely come. That will be a good short, right? So you want to obey this seller's line. I don't like shorting when price is far from my seller's line. The reason is, if you're entering short here, then your stop loss should be here, right? You want a sniper entry, right? Your stop loss should be somewhere around here, right? That's outside the seller's line, because the seller's line is dropping down, right? So outside the seller's line, you want your stop loss to be outside the seller's line and above the previous high, right? This is 1 hour chart, right? So you want that kind of move. Now, if you really get in right now, yes, you're going to have a pullback, but it's not going to break down inside like that. If I go to 15 minutes, let me show you something. Let's draw the buyer's line, all right? The pull-up line that is currently happening on 15 minutes. Let's say I'm scalping this market. So for me to short, I have to wait for the breakdown of this line, right? The breakdown of this line, like the breakdown of this line. Like you see that here, the breakdown of this particular line, the breakdown of this buyer's line was clear, right? We had a clear breakdown of this line, this previous line. This particular line, you see the clear breakdown, right? You see the clear breakdown. That was your short entry, so your stop loss will be here, right? You see the clear breakdown already. This is a 3-bar reversal. This is a clear rejection to short, right? So your stop loss will be something around here, but now it's already pulling up, so you're going to wait for it to come back to that seller's line, right? And wait for the rejection. And once you see the rejection, you're going to see the breakdown of this line. That will be your short, and then your stop loss will be around here. That's your sniper entry. if you really want to short this market, but you can't short right now. You're going to get blown out. So you want a sniper entry, and I trade 4 hours. So if I want to take my entry, I take sniper entry with 15 minutes, like this. My stop loss is the most important thing to me. I make it as minimum as possible, because volatility is high in crypto, and you have to keep that into consideration. You have to always put volatility under consideration. You have to put volatility under consideration. So no matter how bad it is, you know if it's breaking down, it can break this bias line at any time, but you want a full grown body candle breaking the bias line, not just a doji, right? You want something breaking this bias line, so you're going to just wait and monitor the price as it comes to this point, get rejected, and then we see the breakdown. So let's wait for that rejection. Let's wait for the pull up. It's still bouncing because of this support that is here. So we're still having a bounce. Hello PD. Hello XRP Boo. Hello. Yes. Do I mean it's going to go down? Yes. I see more downside coming. I see more downside coming on XRP. Yes, it's going to go down. What we are having is a reaction of the 1.52 area. That's the reaction. That's the reaction we're getting. You can see the previous reactions in the same area. So on that bounce, it's going to still go down. So because why? We are having a seller's line that we are respecting now. The major seller line, now mind you, the major seller line is this one here, right? This one here. That's the major seller line. That's why I'm saying it's good to be on the safer side. You want to wait for this pullback to pull up. Now this is lower time frame. I don't think that shorting 15 minutes right now, because this is still very volatile. This is still very volatile. You can see my 4 hours chart. If you want to wait for sniper entry, you want to wait for the reaction of this rejection on 4 hours, right? You can see this seller's line where this my pink line is on. There will be a rejection in that area. So that's what we are waiting for, and then we're going to have this more downside. But I see that happening at the opening of a new daily candle, right? So look at this daily candle. So if this daily candle end up being a rejection, just like you can see that it didn't close above this high, it's going to bring a red candle, an opening red candle that is going to pull price back down, right? So bulls have to actually make it above this close above this resistance area. So let me turn this back on. So you can see this resistance area. They need to close above this particular horizontal resistance area. That you can see that this is where our seller's line and buyer's line tend to meet. This area, they have to close above it for them to successfully keep moving up. If they fail to close this daily candle right now above this point, then it's going to be a disaster, because the next candle is going to bring it down to this point. To this point, the next candle is going to push down to this point. So this particular candle needs to close above this point to prevent the formation of a 3-bar reversal happening at this point. Now mind you, this is a pure price action analysis. So the candles, the market structures, we're looking at the market structure, the candle formations. So this is quite very easy for you to follow along. It's just going to be you're going to see me considering this, and then we're going to be using the EMA as confirmation of whatever the candlesticks are telling us. So right now what we're seeing here, if I go to 4 hours, we see that the candles we're seeing right now is still you can see the candle is not still in the best interest of the bulls because of this bearish engulfing right here, because this candle totally engulfed this previous candle. So we're going to retest this breakdown. So I like I said, I see price doing something like this. We're going to retest this point to this point. So these two areas of importance, right? Depending on the pressure we see here from buyers, we could get here and get rejected, right? Between here and here, these two areas. In fact, this area is area of rejection. That's where I see the rejection happening. So if we intend shorting, that will be your short area. But right now where it is now, this is not the right time to short this market. This is not the right time to short this market. You could even buy the pull-up, but this is not the best time to short the market. Sideways market is never really that profitable because it goes side up and down and up and down, and you keep losing market money because the support and resistance are so choked up that it always reacts to each one. Look at what we're seeing here. Like each time price goes up, it gets big push down, it bounces again. It's all this jam-packed support and resistance. That's what they do. They make you lose money, they make you get anxiety, they make you just look at just this one candle that broke down has been totally bought back up, and it's going to come back to retest this point and then still break down again. That's a lot of anxiety. So we're going to stay focused on 4 hours. I don't want to keep my attention on 15 minutes because of noise. So we're going to focus our attention on 4 hours, 4 hours chart. So I'm going to take off this bias line because it can get easily broken. Now 4 hours, mind you, my 4 hour sellers line is this bigger line, this one, this big one. That's my 4 hour sellers line. That's the most important line for me. This line, not this one, not this one. This one can easily get broken, but this one is the stronger seller's line. So this one can easily get broken, mind you, but this is the seller's line. Now if you are shorting and you're shorting 4 hours, now this is not a wrong time to short, right? But it's just that your stop loss is going to be extended to this point, and I do not like extended stop losses. I don't like, I'm allergic to big losses. I accept loss, right? I always tell myself that losses are inevitable, but how you take them, how much losses you take is now your choice. Do you prefer taking deep losses, or do you prefer taking small losses, right? If you can take small losses, then your stop loss should be as tight as possible so that if anything goes wrong, you're out, right? and try again. That chances of trying again is better than losing so much that you get so devastated that you can't even try again. But if your losses are minimal, minimize your losses so that when you are able to get into that right trade, you just knock it out, right? You ride it as far as possible, because why? Your stop loss, you just keep pyramiding, you just keep trailing your stop loss and you keep moving and let your big trade become your big winners. I don't like extending stop losses, so I'm very patient. So in my situation, I will wait for the short to be around this point. I'll wait for candle to at least get to this point, see how it reacts. If it's going to break it, if it doesn't, then probably we're going to be here together. I'll let you know if it's going to break it or not, because we're going to go to probably see what is happening on the 1 hour chart and see if the reaction of the candles when it gets to this 1 hour sellers line, right? But the main major sellers line for me is this 4 hour sellers line. So we have to actually wait to see how it reacts before we short the market. But for now, patience is a key. It's a very big secret key. Hold for the bounce. You got in at 1.4. Hold. It's still bouncing. Don't sell yet. Hang on. If you got in at 1.4, hang on. I think you're going to still get a bounce more. I think we're going to see 1.6 again. 6.6. We're going to see 6.6, and it's going to attempt 1.68. It's going to attempt it again. That's what I say. It's going to attempt this resistance, 1 hour resistance minimum. It's going to attempt it. Because why? If we turn our EMA buyers are actually active right now. EMA buyers are buying. Look at it at this zone, right? They are the ones actually pushing this push. So we have to put them into consideration, because if I go to 1 hour, you find out that my 55 EMA, which is a strong EMA, the 55 EMA is a strong EMA, right? Now the 55 EMA is a strong EMA. That's the EMA that we're actually bouncing on, and you can see this 2-bar reaction here. You understand? That's what we are bouncing on. And the candle so far is not so bad. The candle reaction, this candle reaction here shows that we have some sort of support. You can see this previous support here. You can see the reaction. It was a resistance here, right? It's now a support now. It's now a support here. This breakdown is a threat. Nice, you got in at 0.12. Wow. hold, man. We have a long ride coming. I've been bagging in fact, I've been bagging SRP for a long time now because I see SRP blowing up like Dodge. Dodge. People really think Dodge has really made any move. What SRP has installed is beyond words. What I see SRP coming up with is beyond words. Especially when I get really excited when I see SRP start moving sideways. It just tells me that there's a buy pressure going on the ground. There's this accumulation going on that when it explodes is parabolic. Like this parabolic move to the upside that it doesn't even give you a chance to buy. You know, that kind of move. That's what I see happening. So anytime it's the same thing. Like if you watch my analysis from the start, when this dump happened during the December, I was really excited because I was like, okay, this is an opportunity to buy really, really cheap. Yo, this is really opportunity to buy cheap. And we really started accumulating from this zone. And the more sideways it goes, the more excited I became, until we had this move to the upside. And then when we arrived at in fact, I wasn't even expecting it to hit 1.9. In fact, I was thinking 1.5. I said first quarter 1.5, but damn, the blow, the haters were blown off the roof. Haters were blown off the roof, and we got to 1.9. And then when I started seeing this sideways, when I saw this drop, I was like, whoa, this is an opportunity to even buy more. And then we started buying at 0.8 if you watched the last video, and then again 0.88, that was the entry point. And we are here again, and another opportunity to buy cheaper has arrived again, right? So we're going to have this pullback. It's going to be an opportunity to buy more, because soon we might not be able to buy cheaper again. Because once we pass this level and get to $3, you might not get this level that easily again anytime soon. So for now, each pullback is an opportunity to buy more. So I think if you are really a holder in SRP, man, SRP is about to make you rich before the end of 2021. You're about to be rich. This is the first pump. What we just saw is the first test of the iceberg, like a tip of what is coming. It's a tip of what is coming on SRP. It's a tip of what is coming. XRP is one of my favorite coin, man. The reason being that I really see potential coming to this coin, but at the same time, I like taking profit. I'm here to make money anyway. I'm here to make money, so I like taking profit. So if I hold to a certain level, I took some profit at 1.8. I took some good profit out because, man, I love money, and I bought again, and I'm still bagging up, and I'm going to ride this trend. That's the best way to make this money. Holding forever doesn't pay like that, especially in crypto. You know, crypto can get really volatile. Like this market can really. It happened in 2017, and I learned my lesson. So I learned to take profit. I learned to take some money off this table. It's attractive to want to just ride the trend all the way. It's attractive, but I've learned that greediness also kills speedily in crypto, especially because of the volatility of the market. You can have one candle clear everything in just a couple of days, and you'll be like, what the fuck just happened here? You know that kind of feeling. You don't want that kind of feeling. So I think I do take profit when I see opportunity, and then I make sure I buy back when I see opportunity. So when I see these pullbacks coming, there's opportunity, and sometimes majority of the time I ride futures. So I just scalp the downward movement and just bag up more on spot. For long time sake, if you're really someone who is going for 2 years, 3 years investment, man, I think you should buy every pullback. Because SRP is going to make you really, really rich. Forget Dodge. What they're saying, Dodge is good. I don't criticize Dodge. But I see, I'm just comparing what I'm seeing, the future of what I'm seeing. XRP is one of the coins that is going to blow people's mind out. It's one of the coins that will blow people's mind out because of the way it's going to move. We're just seeing a test of the iceberg. These bulls need to get at least this point. Let's see what the exponential moving average is saying, because I like keeping my eyes on them as well. Let's see. It's reacting to the exponential moving average. You can see that. Now this is lower time frame. And also I'm seeing a lot of invisible support and resistance that is acting up around here. So let's zoom in and see what's happening right here. It's good to keep our eyes open. So we see this reaction. Are you seeing that reaction? Are you seeing that reaction? Are you seeing this 2-bar reversal? So let's see what happens with this 2-bar reversal. They've made it above it. You know, resistance, that's why it got rejected the first time it came. It got rejected. Now they've made it above it. Can they stay above it? Now, if they're able to stay above it, then it's easier for them to make it to this point, right? Because they will now turn it to support. It's a resistance that they conquered, because here, it was support in the past. Now they broke it with a big major candle. They came back up. They got rejected by it because it acted as a resistance. They got pulled and used the 200 exponential moving average to act as support and bounced again to it. Now they are above it and they are trying to use it as a support. So, see it? Did you see it? So it's now acting as a support. So the point is they need to hold it because this is a 2-bar reversal, right? This is a 2-bar reversal. This is a 2-bar reversal. This is a complete bearish engulfing on the on that lower time frame. Now lower time frame, so they need to use it as support. So we are hoping this now becomes our new support because they are above it. So if they can use it as support, then it will propel them to this next resistance area. So that's the next resistance. So they have to use this as support. If you are really trailing your stop loss, it's good to trail stop loss in such situations. If you are long, because of this candle, right? This candle is a 4 hours candle. That breakdown candle is really huge, and the bulls need to really actually fill it up. So they are above that support, they are above that resistance area. So they need to hold above it, above this resistance area now. So they have to use this my line as their new support. So they need to bounce. This red need to bounce back up. If they can do that, then it's going to continue the move because it's still respecting the sellers, the buyer's line that we drew on the lower time frame. You can see the buyer's line is also, that's where the support is. So it's the buyer's line that will propel it up to this. So we don't want that buyer's line breaking down anytime soon. So it's going to hold up and pull back up. So it's using this now as a new support area, right? Just like it's used this area, it's now using this area as the new support area. So that's what we are saying. Let's keep a close watch on 15 minutes so that we'll know when this line gets broken down. Right? Let's keep a close watch on 15 minutes. So I'm going to take this line off since it's broken. We don't longer need it. We don't need that line anymore. Let's turn off the EMAs so that we're going to see the candles, because our major interest is the candles. We don't want is this 2-bar reversal can cause a havoc, because here's the thing, right? This is the first leg down, right? If this is going to continue, then it could possibly make a higher low, right? Come and then continue, right? So let's see if this candle is the one that will force that higher low. But I expect it not to break it. I expect it to hold up and push back up. Are we on downtrend now? No, we're not on downtrend. Now this whole move that you're seeing is lower time frame. Now mind you, like I said, we are seeing a major bull trend. Major, when I mean major, I mean a catastrophic major bull trend. But like every bull market, like every trend, there is always a pullback. Pullback is normal in every market. No matter how up we go, somebody must take profit. Somebody is going to say, okay, I want some money out of this table. Somebody is going to take profit. And it's that profit that brings these pullbacks, right? So somebody is going to take profit. It is normal this pullback happen, but are we in a downtrend? Hell no. We are in a major bull trend. In fact, we just had the first wave of that bull trend. Like, we still have a long way we are going. XRP is still on the bullish side. Bitcoin has run its race and it's still running. XRP is just starting the race. Do you have that idea that XRP is just getting started on this whole bull run? So please, this is a bull market. What we're having is just pullbacks on weekly chart. So let's take a look at weekly chart, right? Let's see what weekly chart is saying. Look at weekly chart, right? So you can see weekly chart. Look at it. It's a sideways movement. It's even trying to break out, right? But the thing is, this first rejection we are seeing, right? You can see this first rejection that we're seeing here. This first rejection is a 3-bar rejection, and since that rejection, and it's actually a shooting star candlestick, right? This is a shooting star, and we've not been able to clear it, the top of that shooting star, right? It created this kind of overlapping between the candles. Like, you can see the candles are overlapping. This shooting star was overlapped by this red one. The next candle got overlapped by it, and even this candle that we are still on the weekly, this week is still overlapping the previous week. So we have not had this clear candle move. Like, we're having something that looks like something that happened here, right? That's what we're having right here, right? So I'm seeing that next week is going to open with a push down, right? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's going to happen immediately, right? But we're going to soon have a break out of this sideways to continue the move to the upside. So there's going to be a break to the upside, but it is not going to happen immediately. So this pullback, what you're seeing is just a pullback, and it's going to continue. This is like a retest. Let me use that word, retest. Like retesting previous breakout. So let me just clear the chart and let me draw the breakout that we had. So this is it. This was the breakout point. So you see this line, right? This is the previous resistance that XRP battled with. You can see here, this is the weekly chart. You can see countless times it hit it and then it broke it on this, right? This is the first time. This candle was actually a rejection because the candle didn't succeed closing above it. It was brought down. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. I call it 4-legged dance, and the last one, boom, it breaks out. So this is the 4-legged dance, and on this one we had a breakout. But after a breakout, you're going to have a retest before the move continues, right? So what we are having is this breakout and then retest, right? Retest of that breakout. That's what we have. This red pullback. Now we're going to have this continue, but it's not going to be like a sharp move breakout. So first there will be this sellers line down, because some set of people are so stubborn in their head that they will keep shorting, right? And some people will keep taking profit out of fear. You can't stop those people who doesn't want this ride, right? But it's going to take time. Price doesn't move in a parabolic move all the time, right? It's going to take a time where there will be some pressure that will break this sellers line that is pushing down, and once it's broken, we're going to have a move to the upside, and a move that is going to be more I'm trying to get the right word. Like, what's the right word to describe what the move I'm seeing in my head coming to SRP? What's the right word? Can somebody help me with the right word? Because I see like when people call SRP shit coin, I'd be like, man, shit smells when you actually pay attention, right? So by the time the real shit starts smelling, these niggas can't even stand the hatred that's going to grow in them. Like, they're going to be so hating SRP, because SRP is going to explode. People are going to wish they bought it right now, that is still on 1 point something, or when it's going to pull back to that 1.3, 1.8 zone again, 1.6 at worst case scenario. So why I say 1.8 is this is our support, right? So this area is our 1.8, right? This same retest area, because it has not touched that retest completely. There's a little gap. You can see the gap here. There's a little gap between it and that area as a result of buy pressure. So if you know what I'm saying on SRP, I'll just say buy every pullback. Every opportunity you get, buy some SRP. Just buy some SRP. Thank you, PD. It was nice having you. Thank you for the watch time. Now this is a 2-bar reversal. Let's see if they can hold up this support. This particular candle breakdown is still in play though. So they need to hold this support line, this white support line. They are breaking down the line. they could make it down here. If they break this line, if they succeed in closing below this line, then they will bounce around here. So it's going to be something like this. They need to go back above that line. They succeed in going below that line because the line is like this. Alright, to extend all the way here. Remember I told you is a chunked up support and resistance. That's why we keep having this up and down move. Because of the sideways movement, that's what we're having. So a line is actually here, the invisible horizontal support and resistance. Now this is our slanting trend line, right? So the horizontal support and resistance, there's one here on lower time frame. Right now each time frame has its own support and resistance. Higher time frame is not going to be as jam-packed as this, but we're trying to literally see the breakdown of the 15 minutes trend line. And this is 15 minutes trend line, right? We're looking at the breakdown of that 15 minutes trend line, and below the trend line we have a horizontal support on that same 15 minutes that acted in this area. So we are considering every possibility of where we're getting a bounce and a rejection in the chart. That's what we're looking, because this is a multiple time frame. So like I said in the beginning of this analysis, it's going to benefit both long-term traders, short-term traders, scalpers. So I'm going to be going back and forth between the charts. Now if you're trading 4 hours, it's still on the downside. On the pullback side, look at it, it's still on the pullback side, and for 4 hours the target for this pullback is this point, right? On a lower time frame, you're likely going to see some bounces happening, and those bounces is looking at the chart and seeing where those possibilities are based on this bias line and bias support. So it is still within that support area, right? So there's still chances of bounce within this area, right, for it to bounce up, because I still see it coming to this target here. There's a 3-bar reversal and a break, right? A full-blown body candle breakdown. That's what we're seeing here. A full body grown candle breakdown. So we have our trend line is broken. And when a trend line is broken, that forms a seller's line, right? So since the trend line is broken, the seller's line is likely going to be like this on the 15 minutes, right? So if you're scalping, if a trend line is broken, then we have a seller's line next, right? For a scalper, right? So since the trend line is broken, the seller's line is here. So this is likely the area of importance. What happens here around these candles now will tell you if you're going to short this for a scalp down or you're going to stay in your long for an upward move. So this is a very important area right now, where we are right now. This is a very important area. So the candles that is forming right here, if it breaks below that horizontal support, it's going to likely get to this point, right? It's going to get to this point, and if it stays above it, then it's going to continue here. So we're at that crossroad, important zone for it to continue the pull to the upside because of the breakdown of this trend line. It's very important, the breakdown of this trend line. Can the next candle take them back into the trend line or cause more rejection? Because if it causes more rejection, then this is a scalp down to the downside. Now this is for those who scalp, right? This is for short-term traders. This is not for someone who is trading 4 hours. This is for someone who is trading 15 minutes, you know. Scalping this market, you can actually scalp a breakdown, because what I'm saying is a pure candle rejection, right? So we're having a pure candle rejection here, but mind you, this is just the first time it's breaking this trend line. the possibility of them getting pushed back up is high. That is why you must wait for the break of this candle to get into trade, right? The break of this candle, because this is now your signal candle, right? So it confirms the 3-bar reversal you are getting on this, right? So this candle should supposed to be the entry candle, this one that is forming right now. Whatever it forms with that mean if you are going to enter the short or not. So if it breaks below this, you gradually get yourself a short, but if it doesn't, you wait for it to finish the pull up. But there's more chances of the pull up continuing, like I said earlier, because it's going to come back into the channel because of this support right here that is playing. The invisible support is playing out around here, so that's going to prevent it going far down. So you have to wait and be patient to see it play out. There's a clear breakdown, but patience is very good. Remember, this is not our best shorting entry zone. Like I said, the best shorting entry will be around here. So this will be your perfect short entry. You might likely, why is it not a perfect short entry? You're going to ask me. The reason is because of the countless supports below it, right? We have too many supports that's going to prevent price from going far down anymore. Too many support, right? There's this support right here. There's one here. Like just look at this. Look at this one here. There's support here. There's support here. There's support here. Like it's like all this area is area of support. It's going to prevent price from going down fast without first of all going up for a rejection. That's what I see. So shorting here is like going to be more of like a trap. This breakdown is going to be more of a trap. This break of this seller's line is going to be more of a trap. So I think the pull up is not done. It's not done. You could see it pulling back up into this bias line. So this is more like a stop loss hunt, clearing all those that bought here, right? And it's going to go back up. Going to clear this top. So you can see that support is playing out. That support that is here is still playing out around here. The support is playing out because the breakdown is going to get rejected and get bought back. So you can see the breakdown. If they are able to pull back up and close inside the trend line is going to continue. We're going to see 1.66 to 1.68. Still very likely to play out. You can see we're getting a reversal candle yet to close though, so we have to wait for it to close and see that it rejected that breakdown, and that was why it wasn't a good short entry. But let's wait for it to close before we can make our decision on that. So we are still on the pull up, still coming up. You can see the pull up is not over. You can see 4 hours is still on the bounce from that drop. So 1.6768 is still in play. But our major target for this pull up is this area, please mind you. So this can easily get broken, like this can get easily cleared. So the main major contendant is this resistance, because that's the 4 hours rejection trend line, right? That's the seller's strong line, right? This one down is just 15-minute seller's line down. So maximum of 1 hour seller's line down, and it can easily get broken. This particular candle can easily get cleared by one 4 hours candle, even though it might not succeed in closing above this point. So that's one thing we gotta put into consideration. But as far as concerned, there's still buy pressure going on. So if I turn on the volume, look at what the volume looks like. You can see the volume is not strong enough. Even the volume here couldn't break this seller's line here. Look at this volume. We need a strong volume if we're going to break this 4 hour seller's line that we have here. The seller's line need a strong buy volume to break it. That's this point here, right? We're going to need a strong volume to build here. Just this one was not enough. We need more than this to break this. So we need more buy power in order not to get rejected by 1.8 again, right? We need a strong buy power. But for now, the bounce continues until we arrive on that seller's line. So watch out for that seller's line. The reactions. So me, I before I do anything, I wait for reaction. I like letting the market show me, right? So, and if you look closely, I want to show you something. If you look at my the countless support and resistance that you see on the chart, you see that each time a line is broken, there's a full force pressure coming with the breakout. Like here, you can see here, when they broke this particular line here, sorry, this one here, when they broke this one, let's start with this one. When they broke this particular line here, you can see this strong volume, right? The bars rise. There was a strong rise in volume, right? When they broke the seller's line here, you can also see a strong rise in volume, right? Right? Now, breakdown don't necessarily need a volume, but you can see the breakdown volume at this point, right? But trust me, for them to break this strong seller's line, they are going to need twice the volume of here and here. They are going to need twice that volume to break this seller's line here. So, and so far, I don't see that volume in this market, which altogether is pointing that there's still more downside coming, because that's what we're going to build that pressure that I'm saying, that buy volume. That's what we're going to see, because these buyers are waiting. They're still in the market, but I see them thinking they can buy it cheaper here. So we're going to see that volume rising somewhere around here. That's where we're going to see that volume rising. But now they are still crawling their way up as a reaction from the 55 exponential moving average, like we said earlier. So is that 55 exponential moving average bounce we are still on as of now? Thank you guys who are supporting us in the comment section. Thank you so much for your comments. Thank you for the watch time and sharing this watch time with me. I feel honored and amazed to be here. Thank you. Thank you to all XRP lovers who has been following us from day one on this channel, Makaveli Traders. Remember, you can join us on Telegram, where we teach how to trade price action. You see, I don't believe in indicators. I don't believe in a lot of indicators. To me, I use the exponential moving average as a luxury. Like, it's just like when I dress up and wear jewelries, right? It's like the jewelries is like accessory, right? That's what the EMA is to me. The EMA is like accessories. I don't believe in indicators, because I believe that if the candle, I believe the indicators actually make their decisions from candlesticks, and there will be situations whereby they will contradict themselves. So I believe a clear head and a clear mind with the same candlestick can produce better results. So I strictly, majority of the time, depend on price action for my analysis and my decision making in the market. I allow the candlesticks guide me, show me what I need to do based on the reactions. I don't try to be right, and if the direction change, I change the direction, and I change with the direction. I go with the trend, and XRP is still bullish. So most of my entries are majorly buys since the bull market started, but I've been scalping shorts here and there, but majority is buy. I focus on buy. I keep buying the pullbacks because it's a bull market and the trend is your friend. If you're not really an experienced shorter, you might get caught up not taking profit and expecting more downside, and you end up trapped as a result of the pressure that will come from the bulls, because you won't see it coming. So if you're not really experienced, you're going to get trapped easily, shorting the market until we have a breakdown of probably this seller's line, right? That's until we leave this area, right? Because until we leave this area is quite very messy. Until we leave this area, it will not be easy to short down. It's either you short it on the resistance on the dot, or you short it on the breakdown of the support. Those are the two sides. But if you're shorting anything from the middle, you're likely going to get trapped, right? Easily. You're going to get trapped easily, because it's a bull market and the pressure will be more on the upside, especially in the middle of a sideways market or a consolidation. So don't short the middle of a consolidation. It is never a wise decision. Now this downtrend is 15 minutes down move, right? The pullback is on 15 minutes. So this down channel you are seeing is a 15 minutes scalping down channel. So mind you about that. On the 4 hours, we are still in an uptrend, right? So let me put 4 hours. You see that we are still respecting this green line uptrend move, right? We are still in the uptrend on 4 hours. So the down move you're seeing is just like this short pullback here, and the move continues. So there's this pullback again. It's going to be brief and it's going to end here. So on a higher time frame, 4 hours, this is still on the upside, right? This is still on the upside. Mind you about that. On the 4 hours, this is still on the upside because we are still respecting this green upward move. Now on the 15 minutes, like I said, this is a scalp. This is a scalp move to the downside. We have a channel that is down. That's a pullback, right? Because if you look at my drawing, you see that my area of importance is still a bull area of importance, right? It's still a higher low, a higher low. So it is not a bear. If it goes down to this point, then it has broken the market structure of the bulls, right? If it pulls back to this point, then I know that this market structure of the bulls has been broken. But I am not seeing this market structure breaking down easily because I see it getting to this point and getting bought back. This 1.45 area to 1.4, there is a support right there that's going to get bought back, and then it's going to attempt this my seller's line again before getting rejected and then attempting this downward move. So that's the kind of move that I see coming. But if the pressure is so high, like I said, from the bulls, then when it comes, it's not going to make it down here, right? It's going to keep maintaining this upward channel, right? And once it keeps maintaining it, there's no need of selling because it's going to now make another higher lows here, and then the move starts and there's a breakout. Now depending if it obeys this line, but for now I still see a downside that will come to this my area of importance. Thank you so much for sharing your watch time with me. I am Bitcoin Gorilla, popularly known as Makaveli Trader. You can join me on Telegram and join the Makaveli Traders. We are pure price action crypto traders, and we can share our trading strategy with you, like the four-legged crypto trading strategy that you've never heard about. And it's a wonderful strategy, especially for breakouts, because it helps you see the breakout happening before it's even happening. Before it even happens. Thank you so much for the watch time. Thank you for constantly supporting me. Like I said, I am Bitcoin Gorilla, and stay blessed. Buy more XRP on this pullback.